Suddenly she felt her chin bulging. She took a quick look in the mirror. Turns out the mouth has become pointed. She was taken aback. Even the sound has changed. She pecked the table uncontrollably with her mouth. Her friend ran over to check it out. Next second, she turned into a hen. The friend momentarily looked foolish the eye. Turns out it was all because the girl ate candy from a stranger. And this stranger is no ordinary person. She's an evil witch. Even though these people are dressed in flamboyance, but it's extremely dangerous. They are all witch incarnations, and they hate human babies very much. The reason why witches from all over the world gather here is to negotiate the elimination of all human children. And it happened that a child was playing under the stage. Then a witch locked the gate, and they're ready to drop their pretenses. The witch took off her gloves with only 3 fingers. Take off her shoes. There's only 1 toe. Even her hair is fake, and she's the leader of the group. A little witch interrupted her speech. Suddenly she was electrocuted to ashes. The boy who saw all this in front of him was completely frightened. That's when the super witch pulled out a bottle of blue potion. Claims that 1 drop can turn a child into a mouse. She vowed to turn all the children of the world into mice. Her voice has just dropped. The witches all clapped in support with their strange fingers. All of a sudden the super witch yells. It turns out she smelled a human child. She lifted the plank at once and found no one. As she slowly approached the ventilation duct, the fat boy knocked on the door. He came in clamoring for chocolate, and what he didn't know, the danger is approaching. Fat boy ate the chocolate given by the stranger, and the next minute he's all twitching. The body suddenly vanished into thin air. The fat boy turned into a little mouse. It turns out he was enchanted by this super witch. Then the witches kept stomping on the little mouse with their shoes. In a panic, a white mouse suddenly appeared, pulled Fat Boy into the air duct. At this time, another human child is hiding in it. The super witch opens the pipeline and pulled David out. The witch dropped the blue liquid in his ear. David has also become a little mouse. David hasn't responded yet. The super witch held down his tail. The white mouse rushed over, took a bite out of the super witch's finger. The super witch stretched out her infinitely longer arm in one go. In a critical moment, the little mice fell down. The super witch's finger went straight into the fan. The children thought that Grandma could save them, so they went all the way to Grandma's house. Was suddenly discovered by the cleaning staff. The frightened janitor hit them frantically with the broom. Fortunately, they snuck into Grandma's room at the crucial moment. By David's interpretation, Grandma finally understood. All this is what witches do. So they're going to steal the super witch's magic potion. And it just so happens the super witch lives downstairs, while the super witch goes out. Grandma put David in his sock. He was sent down with wool. David began his search in a hurry. At last the potion was found on the table, just as he was about to take it. And the super witch just got back. Scared, he went into hiding. And then while the super witch isn't paying attention, David snuck out in a hurry, got into the sock. Just as he was about to go out, the super witch grabbed the sock. It's a good thing Grandma just fooled around. They succeeded in getting the potion, and so a plan was born to destroy the witches. Mouse came running from the kitchen. It looked down at the soup pot. While the cooks aren't paying attention, it puts the mysterious potion on the spoon handle. The potion was then dropped into the soup pot. Turns out this pot of pea soup is dinner for the witches, and the potions in the soup can turn them into rats. Whether the witch can be completely eliminated is at stake. The kids who turned into rats and their grandmother were ready to watch the show. The witches drank the pea soup defenseless, but just as the super witch was about to drink it, she suddenly recognized Grandmother. Grandma was almost caught by the witch when she was a little girl, and that's when a witch suddenly shuddered. She flew into the air after a loud noise, into a rat. It seems that the medicine has taken effect. Then one after another the witches flew into the air and turned into rats. The dining room was in a state of chaos. The sky was full of screaming. See the plan work. Grandma quietly left the restaurant with the children to the super witch's room. Grandma decided to take all the poison away, but she accidentally dropped a bottle. The children rushed to pick it up, but the super witch just happened to be back in the room. Danger is on the horizon, but Grandma didn't know it. The super witch reaches out her long claws in an instant. In a critical moment, the children put the trap on the super witch's foot. With the trap triggered, the super witch was screaming in pain. Then David flew into the sky with the potion in the rat trap, right in her mouth. After a violent shake, the witch turned into an ugly super rat. It's chasing the kids like crazy. Just as it was about to catch the fat boy, she was covered in a glass bottle by Grandmother, becomes a cat snack, and all the evil witches are finally wiped out. The end of the story. Though the children have become mice forever, but they remain optimistic. Live happily ever after. Facing the wicked witch, the children have always kept a brave heart. Perhaps this is the cure for all spells.